Great. Hi. Welcome to what we call Wellness Wednesdays. My name is Jennifer Waters. I am one of the acupuncturists here at CNY Fertility, CNY Healing Arts, and part of the Fertile Spirit. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your interest in health and healing and keeping the faith that your body can change, that you can heal, that all things are possible in the realm of healing and change. You're going to hear my dog barking most likely. Whenever I'm doing anything on the phone, she starts barking. It's funny how that happens. Okay. So those of you that know me know that one of my interests, my primary interest in the world of fertility is egg quality. Why? Because it's one of the most important things you can focus on in terms of your fertility journey. And it's something that we can absolutely influence. So there's a lot of I want to say misconceptions out there about egg quality. Can we actually change the quality of our eggs? And so I hope to start an interview series here, including interviewing Dr. Kiltz himself regarding this topic. I personally believe that we can change every aspect of our health by creating the right circumstances. And we do that by removing that which is no longer serving us, whether it be environmental toxins, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I don't know why. Oh, here, let me do this. How about now? Blah, 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 no volume. I'm working on the volume. Obviously, I can't do two things at once here. I'm going to cancel out on Instagram and come back. You are mute. Gosh, that's so weird. I don't know why. It's unmuted. Okay, I'm going to come back. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So the topic today I wanted to discuss is what are eggs? It's amazing. The more I thank you for that feedback. Hi, Gingy. Delve into this subject of egg quality, I am in awe reminded at how amazing our bodies are. How many intricate processes have to occur every day, whether it's falling asleep, digesting our food, secreting the right hormones at the right time. It's a miracle any of us are alive, that any of us conceive naturally. It's just, we really are a living miracle on so many levels. When it comes to eggs, all of you know we're born with a finite number of eggs, which is really kind of interesting when you think about it. Like, well, why? And so the potential for life is there in terms of the number of eggs that we have and what occurs. So the big debate is, well, once the quality of your eggs is determined, then that's it. Basically, it's a life sentence, which, I mean, I'm glad I don't live in that world that things are the way that they are and we can't not influence them. I know from my own personal experience, having overcome a lot of sickness, a lot of illness, a lot of health challenges, that absolutely you can overcome things, especially on a cellular level. When you're listening to people like Bruce Lipton, like Dr. Kiltz, like all of these cellular biologists that study how the cells function, then we know there's lots of things that you can do to affect them. So what are eggs? Eggs are living tissue. Eggs are cells. And what is amazing is that as our eggs are developing in the follicles, the number of the mitochondria, those little finger-like structures in the cell that release the ATP, the powerhouse of the cell, they start to double and quadruple. So the amount of energy that is required by eggs in order to develop is more than other cells. So we know that as we study mitochondrial dysfunction and function as it relates to ovulation and egg quality, we know that most of you are taking supplements like CoQ10, ubiquinol, and why? Well, to help cellular integrity, but also to increase the amount of energy that the body has because of the demand for the cells to replicate in a way that has chromosomal integrity and normality. So I think my dog is now hungry. I know. If you saw her, you would be sure that she's starving to death. She just acts like it all the time. So anyways, there are a number of ways that we are now researching to improve your egg quality in terms of phototherapy. That is my favorite way to direct energy to the cells very directly. No matter what your diagnosis is, we can donate energy to you in the form of phototherapy. Well, whether it's LED light or specific kinds of patches that are going to create a biochemical change in the body depending on what you need. So we don't have to go through a big differential diagnosis for you in order to do that. However, I do want to point out that as the program develops, improving egg quality, I do want to be able to, for those of you that are interested in coming up with what is your root cause, what could be behind a decline in your egg quality or ovarian function. We want to look at the root cause. So in Chinese medicine, we have what's called 5-element theory. Each element is connected to the season. Like right now, we are in fall, and this is the lung, large intestine. So this is the season that's related to your respiratory system as well as your digestive health. So let's just say that you find out that you've got low egg quality because of the way your cells are. They don't have good cellular integrity. Here's my pantry in case you really want to see what I eat. Here it is. Lots of good stuff. I can tell you what, when it comes to good food, I eat a lot of it. So anyways, so this would be the season, fall, that we would want to really focus on your digestive function, whether it's acid reflux or leaky gut or whatever it is that you have going on. The energy of the universe, the environment is available to you now to support the body to heal itself. So people that have a lot of digestive issues, usually they show themselves now. A lot of allergies, things that are related to an inflammatory process in the lungs, they start to show up now in the fall, right? So there is no mistake in nature. We have patterns that expose themselves, which give us information that then we can use to heal. So I tell people, start to prepare the season before. If you know fall is the challenge for you and your allergies are off, get really extreme, or your digestive system gets off, you get really dry or loose, whatever, start preparing the season before in order to offset the season that's imbalanced. And you can do that by lots of things. Getting additional treatment, for being prepared for what's to come. And there's lots of ways to do that. So I guess I'm saying two things here. On the one hand, if you're using, like Sarah, the question you asked, I do red light therapy at my gym. Is this helpful to improve egg quality? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, I want to say a couple things about that. When we say red light therapy, usually we're referring to red and near infrared, okay? Rarely does a device have just red LEDs coming out. It has red and near infrared. What does that mean? Color is frequency, and frequency has to do with depth of penetration in the body. So red light is absorbed on a medium level. What they say is between 8 and 10 millimeters. So just beneath the surface of the skin, which is where the fascial layer is, which is where the acupuncture meridians are. So this is extremely beneficial. You can affect your entire body with red light. When you're using near infrared, which is often coupled with it, first of all, just so you know, it's part of the invisible spectrum. So it's just outside the visible spectrum. So when you see a pad with red light, you don't see the near infrared. A lot of people call me and they say, oh, my pad is broken because every other row of lights is not working. No, it is working. We just can't see it. If you take a picture with your cell phone camera, you can see it. For some reason, our eyes don't pick it up, but the cell phone camera does. So you can see that your pad is working. Now, the cool thing about the near infrared wavelength frequency is that it goes deeper. So the red light warms up the tissue so that the near infrared can pass in deeper. This can go into and through your bone to create osteoblasts. If you have bone issues, bone fractures, remember bone is living tissue also. But the good news is, depending on your size, it can also go directly into the ovaries. So size matters in terms of how much fascial layer there is. And also the power density of the unit that you're on. Really, you want to have, in terms of LED, more square footage is better. More, the larger the pad, more diodes, number of diodes is better. Remember, we're changing the terrain of your whole body versus a laser, which is going into one targeted area, usually for pain relief. It's also been used for ovarian stimulation and egg quality. I certainly don't want to diss the laser industry. They're just doing similar things with a different approach, just like phototherapy patches also. Different but similar. Every unit modality has its value. So anyways, extremely helpful. How does this happen? What happens is the near infrared frequency is going to pass right into your ovaries in a perfect world. And this starts donating energy to the mitochondria in your cells. It is actually getting the mitochondria, the cells, to repair and function better. You can look this up on pubmed.gov. Put this in the search engine, all different terms, and what's going to come up are studies. Very interesting studies using light to improve ovarian function and egg quality. All right. So this is great news for us. Now, what supplements other than ubiquinol do you recommend? So I'm moving away from supplements. Mostly everybody is taking a lot of supplements. If you want to have a customized protocol, I suggest getting in touch with the Fertile Spirit. There's a team of us that work there because we want to look at what are you taking, what can you replace, what can you consolidate. So Brown, there's a lot of options for you, but I don't want to just give out blanket advice. Contact the Fertile Spirit. They will help you. There's great folks there, very qualified. Dave, I was trying to, but I need to take supplements to better my egg quality. Okay, great. Now I wonder who told you that, and then what supplements. So remember, I have to tell you, one of my natural talents is things that are cutting edge, the future. I've been involved with the field of light therapy for almost 15 years. I've been combining light with acupuncture for almost 15 years, and it's really amazing what it can do to the body. That has nothing to do with supplements and diet. Of course, supplements and diet matter. Of course, your psycho-emotional state matters. But what I'm interested in is how can we create the biggest change in the shortest amount of time in the simplest way. And I have found nothing that compares to phototherapy. So I've been experimenting with all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be talking more about the patches later, and how we create change, like I said, without supplements. So visit my website for more information. We definitely want to do a bit of a differential diagnosis for you. If you have a lot of excess heat, for example, we want to choose a protocol, a phototherapy protocol for you that's a little bit more cooling. If you're freezing all the time and you need more blood and you want to create more circulation, we're going to choose a protocol for you that it's more based on that. Everybody is going to benefit from stem cells, okay? Stem cells repair damaged cells. You can search, go to PubMed, go to Google, whatever, look for ways to improve your stem cells. When you visit my website, I, of course, have ways to increase the number of stem cells in your body. That is absolutely going to help you. How can it not, right? Stem cells are recruited by the body to go where there's inflammation and pain. And so it's, in a way, it doesn't matter where you put the patch. In particular, it's going to go where it's needed. And that is the miracle of light. It is a miracle. Stem cell as far as PRP, that's a good question. So I'm going to get into that discussion later. I hope to really dive into that discussion with Dr. Verdialis, who does a lot of PRP. I would consider her a bit of a specialist in that area, and looking at whatever studies, whatever we know about PRP, how does that really compare to stem cells? Are we increasing the stem cells? What if we use increase the copper peptide in the body by using a patch and combine that with PRP? Now that would be very interesting. So there's a lot that we can do. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's really good at that. So I think we're really on the verge of a lot of very interesting information coming out there in terms of quality. I do recommend doing some purification practices. If you want to start increasing your stem cells, increasing your energy, increasing your vitality, you will definitely have a better chance, better quality cells by removing that which is no longer serving you. I love the glutathione patches. That is a major antioxidant. It just starts chopping up the free radicals, which we know is where the cellular damage really happens. Doing maybe 10-day purification. There's great protocols out there, different programs. Feel free to email me the ones that I like. This does not have to be painful. It can be simple. Using light on its own is naturally detoxifying. Sitting in the sauna some more, doing some sweating therapy, that can help. Putting lemon in your water first thing in the morning, that will help. So there's a lot of little things we can do. It all depends on how much time you have. And that, again, is another debate. Well, if you don't start improving your egg quality at least 90 days before, then there's nothing you can do. I don't believe that. I think that there's a lot that we can do. Just because the eggs are starting to be recruited to turn into eggs 90 days prior means if we know for sure, something I was listening to yesterday, they said the final 20 days of the egg, while it's developing in the follicle, is the most, in a way, vulnerable time for the egg. There can be a lot of damage that's done the final 20 days. And he was talking primarily in terms of hormones that, let's say, adrenaline dominance, or estrogen dominance, which goes back to the liver and gut, can actually wreak havoc on the eggs at that point. So, wouldn't that mean that that is also an opportunity for us to do a more protective thing, maybe glutathione or stem cell patching during that time, that we could protect the cells more than the eggs, and also influence them. Remember, this everything is living, changing tissue all the time. Nothing is static in the body ever. So why not? If we can influence something in a negative way, the converse is absolutely true, right? This is physics. This is basic science. So I refuse to believe that there's nothing we can do the final 20 days. Why not? So the keto diet is good for egg quality. Now, remember, anything that takes out inflammation in the body is going to be good for egg quality. I treated a woman yesterday. Oh, I asked her to do a testimonial for Dr. Kiltz because it was amazing. Oh, she said that she had a lot of digestive problems for years. The GI doctors told her there was nothing she could do. She followed Dr. Kiltz's recommendation, started doing keto and eating only one meal a day, which I would love to be able to do. All of her digestive problems went away just by doing that, which is amazing. So, I believe we have to customize programs for people. I really would want to look at your tongue, your health, figure out what is your imbalance. The number one question to ask yourself when you're looking at trying to figure out what we call the root initiator. What has initiated this pattern in your body, even if it is low ovarian reserve, poor egg quality, whatever, is what was the first illness that you remember in your childhood? What was your first sickness? Now, unless it was chicken pox, some people say, oh, chicken pox. Okay, fine, good. Lucky you if that was it. But really try to remember, ask your parents, your friends, whoever, and see, was it pneumonia? Was it, digestive issues? And that almost always gives us the information that we need to figure out your pattern, and then we can treat that. Fever. Wow. So immune system. So immune function, right? Strep throat. Yeah. So then you have to ask yourself, well, what did you do? Was that the beginning of antibiotics for you? I'm amazed at the number of 26-year-olds, 36-year-olds that I treat that have been on antibiotics more than 10, more than 15 times in their life. If that is you, don't worry about it, but let's heal and seal the gut, okay? Let's repair your gut. It is absolutely going to help improve your egg quality and improve your fertility outcomes. So there's lots of ways to do that. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I look forward to speaking with you next week. I love doing this research. It's fascinating. Our bodies are incredible. Please pay attention to what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're eating, and send out positive vibes to absolutely everybody that you run into, okay? And that is what's going to come back to you. It really matters. And how we treat each other matters more than I think anything else right now. So please care about yourself and each other. Okay? Bye.